You send your kids for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, for 10 months of a year, for about 10 years. That sounds like a prison sentence, not education. No, I don't think I would ever put my kids in school. I hope not. I hope I'm not put into a position where I may be forced to do so. Now, let me elaborate on that. You see, I think that most parents, they choose the schooling route because that's all they know, right? And then there's a good amount of those parents, now I can't say everybody, but a good amount of them would choose it because it is the easy, lazy way out. And it's very selfish. See, they have kids, but then they want their free time back, right? They want to go out and have Taco Tuesdays. They want to hang out with their friends. They want to watch a movie, catch up on the latest episode, or clean the house, or whatever the case may be. And so they find school as a good enough excuse to get rid of the kids, but under the guise of, well, they're learning something, right? So it's not that bad. You don't feel as guilty as if your kid was just sat in front of the TV all day. So they're going there and they're learning something. Couple that with everybody else is doing it, it can't be wrong. You see, that mentality in itself is quite toxic and dangerous because, okay, if everybody else is doing it but they're wrong, there's a problem. And if you're doing it just to get rid of your kids so that you can have more free time, well, there's a problem with you. You see, when you decided to have children, you need to, now obviously you cannot foresee everything that's going to happen, right? How this is going to affect your life. But one of the basic elements or the basic points of having children is there's another person in your life, and therefore your time will be divided more between you, your husband, or your spouse, depending who this is. And therefore your time will be allocated differently. You've got your spouse, you've got yourself, you've got your friends, your family, your work, you've got your child or other children who also need your time. And so if you're not able to comprehend this concept that your time would need to be divided, then that's a problem with you. You didn't think this through. And now that doesn't mean that, well, I didn't think of it and now, well, I guess tough luck for the kid, they have to go to school. No, you're going to have to make adjustments. It just means you're going to have a bit more difficulty to deal with rather than having it more of a foreseen plan. That's all it is. And so coming back to the original question, no, I hope I would never have to put my kid in school. And so this comes back to the third group of parents who, unfortunately, because of their circumstances, financially or socially or whatever the case may be, they are forced to put their children into school. Right? A lot of them, for example, they both need to work to maintain a certain quality of living, just basic income, really, to pay off their bills and their rent and so forth. And so there's nobody home to take care of the child. Or some children, they need special education, right? Some children need tutors for certain topics that the parents are, they don't know much about. For example, if the child's especially older, if they're in their 9th year or 10th year, they may need somebody who's more equipped with an understanding of the actual topic rather than just superficial understandings, if that makes sense. And so in these cases, these can rack up expenses that the parents may not be able to afford. And so they have to put their kids in school. And I can understand that. There's ways to work around that, but I can understand where they're coming from. And that one, I pray that everybody's able to have their own self-independence where they can actually take care of their family as they would like to under the guidance of, religion and the moral code. But coming back to the question originally is, would I put my kids in school? I hope not. I hope I never have to. I hope I don't fall into any of these categories, and I pray, inshallah, that I don't, because I see it as a prison sentence. And I've said this before.